What if you could get more of the Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma? You can with the podcast. Thanks to What If. You're only a what if away from great holidays. What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Let's Do It podcast is on, guys. Just you and me, Em, because Uncle Jim's resting his voice. He's on vocal rest.
Still here, but this is my voice.
He's not putting it on. He sounds like he's doing an ad for beer, and I wish I could remember what ad it is.
He's doing his best.
People keep asking me, am I smoking cigarettes? And I haven't even been smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. When you're smoking cigarettes, that's when your voice is at your best. He sounds like Darren Lockyer.
My partner said to me, maybe you should have one. It might bring it back.
Actually, that's true. It could be potentially one of those buttered menthol ciggies.
The menthol ones. Oh, that might burn his vocal cords.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you used to be a big old smoker.
For a couple of years. You know what's funny? I started smoking when I was living in Japan many years ago.
Because it's cultural.
It's cultural. You can smoke anywhere. I mean, like, they make it a little bit harder now. There's designated smoking areas, but, like, you can smoke on the train. You could smoke in Macca's when I was living there. You could smoke in every bar,
smoking in
restaurant, coffee shop. Yeah. So
because you weren't just a social smoker. Are we talking pack a day?
I was smoking. No, not pack a day. A pack every couple days, maybe.
Half a pack a day.
And they have like longer cigarettes there. They're a bit more fam, and they're a bit lighter as well.
You show me you smoking a ciggy, right?
No, I love to smoke it.
Oh.
Smoking is very bad for you.
Smoking is bad
but
for
I
you.
did enjoy it because it was very much a cultural thing. It was like smoking coffee and beers.
Yeah.
I was really looking at my best when I was living in Japan. But point of the story is my parents are hardcore non-smokers.
Yeah.
Like my mum would take us to never learn to drive. So we caught 2 buses to and from school every day. And we'd be walking behind a smoker or sitting at the bus stop and someone would be smoking. She'd go,
Make a big thing of
that
it.
really annoying person, that was my mum. So I never told them that I smoked, obviously, because I'd be like the biggest disappointment ever. But then mum and dad joined Facebook.
Saw the Durry photos.
Durry photos. I thought I was safe. And then, your parents get on socials. Like maybe you're listening right now and your parents have gone on TikTok and you've done some cooked shit on TikTok. You're like, mum and dad don't need to see that. But now they see it.
Oh,
you
no.
know?
Well, you can't put the
but
Durry photos.
They never said anything to me about it, but I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure you couldn't have convinced them that they were fads? You know those little lolly cigarettes? Yeah, I used to do them all the time.
I took a fakey pack of ciggies to our Christmas party last year.
You did,
because
yes.
I was Mia from Pulp Fiction, with the blood nose.
Yeah, I remember because I thought something had happened. I thought you'd stacked it on the way in.
They were so real looking that because I just had it like in my hand as I was going into the venue, and the secchi was like, "You can't come in here with that." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The cigarette you're holding it." I'm like, "It's fake."
Yeah,
but I'm glad it looks so real.
You didn't need to put it out on his chest and walk in and flick the button. I'll show you, fake. Take this, bitch. Enjoy the podcast. Now, yesterday on the show, I brought some spicy information to the show because I caught up with my dear Granny Marg.
You're not usually the show gossip.
No, but I delivered some tea. I spilt some tea. Because I caught up with my 85-year-old Granny Marg over the weekend, and she informed me that her social croquet group in the Sutherland Shire that she's a part of, plenty of drama involved. There's cheating. There's the old biddies hitting each other with their cars. Someone was called a C-bomb. And it blew me away that there was this much drama in an old ladies croquet club. Now, Melanie heard that yesterday, and she's actually given us a call. Melanie, welcome to the show. Hi, Mel.
Hello.
Mel, you've got something to add here off the back of the drama in my grandmother's croquet club.
Guys, I got a real juicy one for you. Part of my mama's group. So it's going back a few years. Mother's group, school kids are growing up, you meet new people, you become friends.
Yeah.
You do the usual, you walk around, you go have coffee and whatnot. Anyway, in amongst all this, we had one of our mother friends who, like to kind of, talk about a few of her encounters with other dads, I should say, in local areas.
So just to be clear, this was a mum in the mother's group that was kind of boasting about the fact that she'd hooked up with some of the other dads.
Yeah, she wouldn't go around. She'd just give us little bits and pieces and snippets, So we all kind of when she left, we'd be like, "Oh my God, did she really? You think so? La la la." But let's put it this way. In all honesty, she wasn't no beauty queen, but she's
not quite an oil painting, Mel.
Yeah, you got that one. That's right. But anyway, cut a long story short. I think she just got to the point where she got tired of her husband and she couldn't get rid of him because she was having too much of a better life elsewhere, I'd assume, and she decided to knock him off.
But
What? Hang on,
Murder?
Like murder?
What?
Yep.
Are these accusations or is this fact and there's
this is
proof?
true. She's actually was arrested and put in jail.
Oh, my God.
And so was her so-called boyfriend. But apparently he got released after a little while because they couldn't prove it.
Right,
Okay.
so she had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend helped her kill the husband.
Well, yeah, that was the allegations. And he did go to jail for a little while, but he ended up they ended up releasing him. But she went in for a good 18 years or so.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is just a woman that you met because you all had
The mum
babies at the
group.
same time and you're part of the local mothers group. And then
Absolutely.
years later, she offs her husband because she can't be bothered to divorce him properly after having affairs with other women's husbands in the mothers group. And now she's in jail for 18 years.
Yes, I don't know, to be honest with you, I know I think she's still in jail. She got an 18-year sentence. And then they've just recently, I think, reopened the case because they found new evidence. But, she
Do you know, Mel, do you know, you might not know the answer to this, do you know how she did it? What she did?
I do.
What did she do?
Well, we don't know if she did it directly or if he did it or whatever, but apparently he was shot in the head in his bed.
Oh my
That's full like mafia execution. Oh,
Yeah, all that was missing was the horse's head in the bed, mate, I tell you.
oh. Sleeping with the fishes.
Honestly, so, yeah, she was at home at the time, but it was Garbo night and she was asleep out the front, didn't hear anything. So, yeah, went to wake him up the next morning and found the disaster.
Mel, did you find out about this like in the news? Is that how you found out?
No, took the kids to school the next morning and there was just chaos around the area and, there's people saying things, something happened, and then, it all came out from there.
She wasn't there dropping the kids off going, you won't believe what I did last night.
Have I got some tea for you?
No.
Wow. Still in contact, Mel? She's still in the is she still in the WhatsApp group or?
No, she's not part of our mother's group anymore because they don't have phones inside. So.
You can get them.
Speaking from
You can
experience,
get
eh?
'em. Oh, maybe-
Where'd you put yours to get inside?
You know where I put it.
Melanie, thank you very much. Appreciate
All
it.
good. Enjoy, guys.
Trending now with Emma Chow.
Justin and Hailey Bieber are going through it at the moment, really going through it. And insiders are saying that it's because everything they do annoys the other person. So Justin's been getting irritated easily and feels like Hailey can be superficial about the way their relationship is perceived online and in the public eye. And then Justin's lack of motivation is upsetting to Hailey.
Yeah, this happens. You don't want to get to the point where just them walking or existing annoys you.
What did you say earlier? Em, we were off air, we were looking at Babes' Instagram and he's posted 19 times on? Like
It's like 14 times in the last 24 hours.
That's too
It said
much.
14 new posts.
in 24 hours, he's posted 14
What's he
times.
posting though? Is it just weird selfies
There's
of him?
random like weed photos and then just close up photos of his like whispery
Beard.
beard.
He has a very like pubic hair beard.
It's very pubic.
Oh, has he got
It's
pube
very
beard?
like 14-year-old boy beard.
It's
Like,
not
has it
thick.
like just hitting
Yeah.
puberty kind of
You
thing?
in year 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
When
right.
did you guys get your first whisker?
Oh, I had a celebration at home. I ran into
Did
Mum.
you?
I ran into Mum. I was like, Mum, you're not going to believe it. Guess who's a man? Had like a little whisker coming off there.
I can't
She
remember.
goes, your grandmother's got more than them, darling. Settle down.
Oh, poor grandma.
I think I had a few, but I think they first came into my chin.
Yeah.
And then there was this girl I had a crush on and we were going on a date to the movies.
Mm.
I would have been pretty young, like early high school. And so I shaved, but I had no idea. I didn't ask like anyone how to shave. I just shaved.
Yeah.
Like I shaved against the grain. I gave myself really bad rash. So I would have these pimples.
Yeah, I did that too.
And I went to the gym. I went to the cinema, and I just held my chin the whole time.
You're
like
really
this.
thinking.
I was like, I can't believe we're seeing the Tigger movie.
And finally, Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey have kissed each other on the lips for a second time on the Jurassic World Rebirth red carpet. She's married to Colin Jost from SNL, and Jonathan Bailey's gay, so it's a friendly kiss. Have a listen to Jonathan explain.
I mean, I believe in being able to show the love in all different ways, and if you can't kiss your friend, life's too short not to.
There's no such thing as a friendly kiss, mate. If you're passion, there's something there. You know what I mean? You brought up a good point earlier, Jim. Jonathan Bailey, good-looking rooster.
Yeah, my
I
brother
don't care
can
which
kiss.
way you play.
I don't care, yeah. You can kiss other people, they just have to be ugly.
Yeah.
Can't kiss good-looking
Ugly
people.
or uglier than you? Like, not as good looking as you? Because I feel like
don't
if
know if
my
you find
husband
uglier than
cheated
me,
on
mate.
me. Oh, Jimmy,
I love that you didn't deny it, though.
Nath M, I want to ask now on 131060, bad breakups. What happened when you broke up? Because, you know, it can be hard. It can be hard. You know, you fall in love, you're in love with someone, and then, you know, suddenly it's over. This person that you share everything with, they know your deepest, darkest secrets, they become a stranger.
Yeah. I think Guy Sebastian's got a song about that.
I think Gautier's got a song about that.
Yeah.
Lovers to friends.
I was thinking
nice
of
word.
somebody that I used to know.
No, I know what I was singing.
I was thinking about Take Me to Church. I don't know why.
Look, I want to share a story. Everyone in this story has to remain nameless,
Sure.
so we don't get sued.
Okay.
But now you're aware of this story.
Yeah. What's his name again?
But a friend of ours, he broke up with a girl. It just got to a point where, you know, he didn't see a long-term future with this person.
It had run its course.
It had run its course.
In his eyes.
In his eyes.
Right.
The lady in question didn't take this news well.
She was on a different page, you could say.
Yeah, she thought that they were all in. This is a long-term thing.
Okay.
So it was very surprising to her that this was over. So I guess in that moment, because we're doing 131060 bad breakups, she took it pretty bad. So she went to his house with 3 bottles of 2-litre chocolate milk.
Oh, delicious.
Okay.
And then poured it all over his car, trying to get into like the crevices of it. So into that, you got that like where the windshield goes towards where the engine is, and there's that little like pouring it all in there, pouring it all over the top of the car, the window.
Wait, how did so did he see it after?
It's a great question, Em. So he, she thought he was not home. So she's come over to do this.
Oh, yeah, like when he gets home, he'll see this.
Revenge. Yeah.
What she didn't know was he was home. And he's...
Thought they could have been given away by his car being in the driveway.
Yeah. Well, so he had a car, but he also had a work ute.
Sure.
Okay.
So, but I think someone had the work ute or dropped him off. I can't remember that part exactly, but I know he walked out to the front of his house because he could hear some sort of commotion. And he's peeked through the curtains and he can see his ex. She was standing on his car.
On the bonnet.
It all over.
Oh my God, is this in broad daylight?
No, it was like about 7 p.m., like dinner time.
Okay, I was going to say that is brazen to stand on someone's car in broad daylight and just pour 6 litres of chalky milk all
But
over
he's
someone's
peeked
car.
through the curtain and he's just gone, nah.
So she just let her do it.
He just went,
not
I'm just going to let
today.
her do
Well,
that.
once she started, you know what I mean?
What are you
may
going
as
to do
well
when you
let
go
it-
outside? You might get chocolate milk on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I'm just really upset. Like, as somebody who loves chalky milk, what a waste.
Chocolate milk is such a choice too. Like if you were going to do
It's
milk,
so
you just buy milk.
it's so
like
deliberate.
she's walked around and gone, I need 3
Yeah.
chocolate.
She's gone in and asked
6
for
litres of chocolate.
What do you want? Yeah, full cream, fat cream, or
What she
extra dollop.
wanted was the stinkiness, but also the stickiness of the syrup inside the chalky
chocolate
milk.
milk.
She was thinking it was all
women are smart.
strategy.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
They are smart.
We're also vengeful.
Well, I mean, this case
A
you
lot
can
of vengeance there.
clearly see.
Blokes just don't have the time, the admin, or the patience to do
But yeah, so
something
look,
like that.
he let her do it. She then left. He then went out with a hose and tried to hose her out. But the main issue, he said,
It seeped through.
it was in the engine and through the
Yuck.
like the aircon and stuff. That's
In
where,
the vents, it would
in
have
the
gone
vents,
through
yeah,
the
yeah,
vents.
yeah,
So
yeah.
every time you turn the aircon, it would smell like rotten milk.
Well, I think he took it to the mechanic the next day or someone to like the aircon, car aircon people to rip it
Just
out.
imagine the mechanic going through the gate. Shouldn't have broken up with her, bro.
Look, 131060 bad breakups. I mean, I know it hasn't happened yet, but Lolo, you have some plans if things go badly, don't you?
Yeah,
If you'd like
yeah.
to share one of them at least.
Yeah.
I do, but they're not property damage.
Yeah. So
Can we just establish that Lolo isn't in a relationship at the moment,
No.
but she has
No.
plans for when she is, if somebody does hurt her, this is what she'll do.
She'll
Well, now
go
I'm never
hard.
going to get in one.
No, but the thing
No,
is
so it's
that
a warning.
Lolo is the sweetest angel baby girl you've ever met. Like the sweetest buddy. If you cross her,
Yeah.
you're...
do you
Tell
do you
him,
wanna
Lolo.
Left.
Tell him, Lolo.
If you happen to get an STD warning text that someone you've been in contact with has something, that was probably me putting it into the system.
Yeah.
The database.
The worst they're going to get is a blood test. Just a little prick.
Yeah.
For being a little prick.
Anna, bad breakups. Did someone get some revenge?
Yes. Well, it wasn't. Look, it wasn't. It was ugly. He wasn't going to give me anything that was mine back or anything that I needed.
Okay.
Not even my clothes.
And what did you do?
I got prawns and I stuck them with needles on the base of the curtains, inside the lounge, in the bed, and I just left. I said, "You don't want to give it to me? You're not going to have it either."
So
I made sure
you hid prawns throughout the house.
Yeah.
Didn't just hide them. You sewed them into curtains.
I actually got pins and just. Oh, I didn't have all that time. I just stuck pins and put them in the curtains at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I bet the smell, the stench, he wouldn't. It was cleaned anyway. So I bet when he found them, bloody hell.
I love that, Anna. You said, well, I didn't have time to sew them, so I just pinned them in.
Oh, yeah, of course. It was a hit and run, wasn't it, for me?
Good on you, Anna. Great work. Alicia.
How you going?
Good. Bad breakups, Alicia. What happened?
Well, my love of my life turned out to be having an affair.
Yes.
Which then turned into a PI chasing him down.
Oh,
And
so
I know you guys had a PI on yesterday.
We
That's
did.
basically what I had to do.
yeah, we had Amy Elliott, Sydney private investigator, on the show yesterday. So, Alicia, you hired a PI to look into your hubby's affair.
I did, because he swore black and blue that nothing was happening.
Okay, but you
But
obviously
I
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew in my gut. And he still swore black and blue.
Yeah.
And I went, nah, you know what? I'm not stupid. I'm going to get a PI onto you.
So was it a situation with you see in the movies how they present you with the photos in a manila folder? Did you
At a cafe.
Yeah.
slid them
much.
over the table? Did you get that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
The first day.
Wow.
As soon as the PI followed him in his car, he then took photos of him kissing the girl.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Did you know the girl, or was this chick from work? Like, what was the situation?
He and I worked together,
Okay.
and then he got her a job at the same workplace.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Really
So that
lovely
he could
guy,
see
you know?
her all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
Then I had to leave.
Yeah, so you're not together anymore.
No.
God forbid a man has a hobby.
Yeah.
Cheating.
Hey, don't diss it before you
maybe,
try it.
Maybe it was practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Come home and do the real
he
thing.
wants to be the perfect kisser for his wife, you know what I mean?
That's
So you
what
got to practice.
You and I kiss every day after the show to
Pash.
practice for our partners.
Yes, we do.
Is there anything wrong with that?
I practice my golf swing so I'm a better golfer. Practice your kissing so you're a better kisser for the person that matters. There you go. That's what you need to do.
Guys talking their way around to anything.
Mary. Hi, Mary. Bad
Hi.
breakups, Mez. What happened?
I found out that he was cheating, so a couple of days before I rang my sister and I said to her, listen, I've got to get out. I organised the tow truck.
Yep.
I organised her. She went to one of the places that sells all the carting boxes.
Yep.
He left for work. She arrived. We packed everything up. Movers came. Left him. He had this little ashtray that he used to put his coins in.
Sure.
His clothes are in a corner.
Yep.
Not one piece of furniture left in the house,
Yep.
except for his clothes and his little ashtray with his coins.
So he
And the
came home
keys
to an
under
empty
the
house.
door. He came home to an empty house with the key under the door.
The problem, though, is, Mary, as a man, we would have got home and gone, oh, she cleaned.
What if you could get more of the Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma? You can with the podcast. Thanks to What If. You're only a what if away from great holidays. What if? It's Aussie for travel.